Hello there, this is Sean Greasley. Welcome to volume 1 of our Visual Basic tutorials, which focuses in on debugging within Visual Basic. Okay, debugging controls, as you can see, are at the top here. Here's all our controls, and there's the menu box for debug. So when you want to refer to debug and any properties, just click this menu button. Here's all your controls. Okay. What debug is that when you run your program and you come across any errors and you cannot find them manually in the code, you're not sure of why these errors occur, then you can use the debug property to help the system find the errors for you. Okay, how debugging works is that where in the area you think the error occurs, for example, if we refer to our list box tutorial, do you remember when we added items, then we removed them all? If we didn't realize or forgot, this obviously makes perfect sense. For x equals 0 to the count of the list box, remove the first item. That does make sense. We might have just forgot to take one because the items start at 0. Let's save that. We are using a for loop and it can be a little delicate. So if we run this program, we add a lot of items, remove all, and we're getting an error. We know the error occurs on this line, but we're racking our brains and we're not sure why this is occurring. So let's stop the program and use debug. To use debug, you click this little grey bar next to the line where the error occurs. So the error occurred on this line. So let's put it at the start of the for loop so we can have a look. Press play. Let's add some items into the list box and press remove all. Okay. You can move your mouse over the items to view what the current values are. As you can see, x equals 0 and the count of the list box is 5. So x is going to equal 0 to 5, which is 6 values. And we do know that the 5 in our list box. So we know there's an error there, but for the purpose of the example, let's run the debug property. As you can see in debug, we can either step out, step over, or step into. Step into steps into the next line of code. If it's a for loop, we can step into that and get inside the for loop. We can either step over it, over the for loop, so we don't execute this, or we can step out. Okay, let's step into the for loop. Okay, we can see that we're trying to remove the item. As you can see, the step into button is F8, so we can use F8 to carry on with the debug. As you can see, the code is reiterating the loop. X now equals 1, the count is 4, because remember we've deleted an item, so the count does change. We then press F8 again. X now equals 2, the count is 3. X is 4, the count is 1. X is 5, the count is 0. I think there's no items in the list box, and it's trying to remove an item. This is where our error occurs. So we can see that through debug, what is going on step by step through the compilation process. We now know that we need -1 on the end of here, and then the remove all function works quite successfully. So you've been listening to the debugging tutorial in Visual Basic. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and learned quite a lot. Thank you and goodbye.